Hello everybody and welcome to another StarCraft 2 game. I am StarCraft, and by overwhelming request, so overwhelming that I felt like I was getting raped through the internet, I am going to be casting the shit! Everything on my desk is falling. God damn it. Oh, that's why it's all tangled up. Okay, I'm going to be casting EGPuMa versus EGIdrA as part of the IEM, I believe it's IEM Cheena tournament. This was one of the earlier rounds, but people were just nutting themselves over this game, and the cool thing about casting this game is that I actually haven't seen it, so I'll be in for a surprise, and hopefully those of you who have seen it will gather some insight from my awesome, spectacular, amazing, stupendous, something commentary, and those who haven't seen it will be just as surprised as I am by the quality of these games. Hopefully, I'm assuming they are quality games because the timer shows that they are fairly long games, and people were just nutting themselves over it, so I imagine this game caused a lot of change in pants to occur. IDrA is going to be backing out before that command center can say the Overlord, but you know, good players will just kind of scout around here with an SCV or a probe, so I'm not sure why Puma's not choosing to do so, and he still can't see that Overlord. He will see it. Wow, that's got a lot of vision. This building has a lot of vision. Now he does see that Overlord. Here comes the SCV. It was about to be scouted anyway, but at least he was able to postpone the scouting for a tad by pulling that Overlord off. Anyway, our players are EGIdrA in the bottom as evil geniuses. I just got a text message. After taxes, I'll bring home about something for 1 month of work. Sweet, dude. And we have a barracks going in the front. IDrA likely going to float his Overlord maybe around here. He might actually just want to pull it back and go right here. The problem with that is a Terran player can always lift off a building and see the Overlord and just snipe it pretty early in the game, so I don't know if he's going to do that. IDrA is going 15 hatch, probably 14 hatch actually. He's been favoring that 14 hatch. I don't know if he knows something other Zerg players don't, but normally Zerg players will go 15 hatch, so maybe 14 is way cooler. Maybe he had to switch it up a little bit to get out of his little funk he's been in, but apparently, based on the StarCraft Reddit, man, I've been trying to avoid looking at the spoilers. According to StarCraft Reddit, he has been on a roll lately, so I'm really excited to see a couple more games from him. Saturation's looking pretty good, 17 to 15, 17 drones on his main. Just now getting the gas. Now, he takes the gas a lot later than I do. He chooses to get the gas right before the spawning pool finishes, and I like this move. It's going to give him a lot more economy. Speedlings won't be as soon, but you shouldn't really need the Speedlings. I mean, they're not going to do anything against Hellions. They might give you a little bit of map control, but especially on a map like the Shattered Temple, you're not really going to need tons of map control early on. Puma doing a little dance out here with his SCV. Oh, that's so cute. Now he's going to run in and see that there are indeed drones mining in that natural. And IDra's transfer isn't that big either. It's just 6 drones. It's not a gigantic transfer. It's barely even a third, if that. Yeah, it's barely even a third of the drones, and this Overlord is indeed going to scout this command center when it goes down. Puma getting that second command center, and he's going 2 gas very fast, even after only having 1 Marine, 2 Marines. So yeah, we are going to see this factory. We're probably going to see either some quick tech into Banties or drops or something like that, or just mass factory play, because 2 gas this early as a Terran, as far as I know, is really quick. So we'll see what he does with that. IDrA now taking the middle command center, or the middle watchtower rather. Middle command center, yeah. It reminds me of this map, like Holy Day I think it's called, in StarCraft 1, where a Zerg player actually infested a command center, a neutral command center that was in the middle of the map, and he used infested Terrans to just completely rape a Protoss player. That's kind of what it reminded me of. But it's not a command center, it's a Xel'Naga watchtower, unfortunately. And yep, here come the 2 factories, so probably some heavy mech play from Puma. Maybe even like Blue Flame Hellions, like double Blue Flame Hellions, 1 with reactor, 1 with tech lab. That'd be crazy. Just get like 10 of them at like the 10-minute mark or something like that. Run by everything, that'd be crazy. IDrA working on those rocks. You never want to have any idle units, and he is gonna bust those down in a couple of years. Zerglings, the worst unit in the game besides workers at taking down rocks. They're so bad at killing rocks. Overlord just chilling up here. And this is a great spot for an Overlord because you can see if the enemy is going to try to sneak any units along this line right here. and it is out of range of the watchtower. You can kind of see where the watchtower ends, about right here, so PuMa's not going to be able to see it. And yeah, indeed, he is going double factory with Blue Flame Hellion, so this is going to be crazy if IDrA doesn't get some kind of roaches up, or another spine, or some kind of wall off. Looks like he's got sort of a wall off, but I don't know if these spines are going to be enough against like 8 Hellions or whatever PuMa chooses to get. And actually, you know what? He's stopped training Hellions altogether, so this is kind of odd. He's got 4 Blue Flame Hellions. The Blue Flame will come in just a moment, but he stopped producing out of his factories altogether. So I guess this is just going to be not really an all-in Hellion build. It's just going to try to do some damage. He is able to snipe those tumors though. IdrA really should have canceled those. That's a pretty big mistake because, well, he does have an extra queen. I was going to say if he did not have an extra queen, those would be injects that he's losing there. In come these Hellions. He's only got 2 Baneleys. He wants to crash into the Hellions when they try to run with the ramp, but I don't know if he's going to be able to. Hellions are so damn fast. Now PuMa switching it up into Bread and Butter Terran, Marine Tank. It looks like IdrA with his Spire on the way. Harvesters, IdrA is ahead, of course, because there just hasn't been a lot of harassment from PuMa. And when that's the case, you're going to pull ahead as a Zerg in drones, and he actually has a ton at his main. He needs a couple more at his expansion, and he's working on the bottom right third. And look at this, man. These Zerglings are ballers. These rocks have almost gone down. Oops. And in StarCraft 2 time, of course, each minute is 25 days. So it's actually been 225 days since these Zerglings started breaking the rocks, and they're eventually going to kill it. So he's just kind of chilling, and he wants to contain IdrA. Really, this is kind of what you saw with what was it? I forget what it was. It was IdrA versus Muslim. Yeah, Muslim just got 4 Hellions and contained IdrA. He didn't really do a whole lot with the Hellions, but he prevented IdrA from moving out, getting map control in the middle, or taking the gold base and things like that. So I think IdrA anticipated that, and he is going to be going for the bottom right expansion as opposed to the gold base. And meanwhile, PuMa just kind of chilling out here with some tanks, some marines. I don't know if we're going to see a timing tack or a expansion. And as I say that, he does have these gold rocks being busted down. So look how fast those gold rocks died compared to like how long it took IdrA to kill these fucking the rocks to his third base. That's pretty funny. Of course, there were tanks there, and tanks lay a beating down on rocks. Get him, Mutas! Get him! These Mutas try to chase out these Hellions. He's not going to get any of them. Hellions are faster than Mutas. And he might be able to pick off this tank if he floats his Mutas like around here. I think PuMa actually realizes that, so very astute. Astute of him? I think it's astute. And taking his third base. Now that he's cleared down the Hellions, he's going to be taking down these rocks too. And he's +1 already, and that'll do a lot more damage to the rocks, man. You're doing 30 or 50% more damage. You can go from 2 damage to shot to the rocks with the links to 3 damage a shot to the rocks. And this drone is trying to get past all these Zerglings to expand. There goes the expansion. And I'm kind of concerned for PuMa right now. IdrA's taking 4 bases already. PuMa has not done any harassment whatsoever. You're basically letting IdrA do what he does best. He's going to be on 4 base to 2 base, free to drone up, free to get upgrades for his lings, +1 armor, +2 attack, free to get upgrades for his mutas. He's getting +1 attack for those as well. And I thought IdrA was good, or I thought PuMa was good, man, but he's not doing anything good right now. Absolutely nothing. He's going to be taking his third base, but once IdrA gets that third and fourth base up and running, he's going to be in bad shape. PuMa's going to be in bad shape, that is. These Hellions able to roast a couple of Zerglings. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm yawning like crazy. Like I say, I shouldn't cast like right after I wake up. It's usually not a bad idea, or not a good idea. See, I can't even say the right word. 10 mutas floating on. Oh, he's gonna catch a medevac fully loaded! Oh, that's gotta be the worst feeling in the world besides getting banged by a razor dildo. That would be even worse. Although, if this was happening and it was in like a really big tournament, I'd probably rather be banged by a razor dildo, as long as the damage was repairable and I could get back to pooping in less than a week. Although, if it was a razor dildo, I don't think it would be less than a week. Man, what would you do if like someone just completely tore out your insides with something like that? Like, would you just have to poop in pain? Would you have to... I don't know. Would you you'd have to be on like a liquid diet, so you just diarrhea it out or something. I have no idea. But then the acid, that would hurt your insides too, because isn't diarrhea like mostly kind of acidic? I don't know. I don't really know how that stuff works. So if you are a med student, let me know what you would do if the inside of your anus lining just got like torn up or something like that. How would you go about pooping? Anyway, that was quite the tangent. Not to be confused with sine and cosine. But IDrA, you cannot hide up there, or maybe you can. Wow, this is clever, man. He's gonna kill every single Marine here, and he's like hiding right here to force Marines back, and then goes in and starts attacking them again. That was the sickest thing I've ever seen. Aside from, dang, dude, I have like so many just terrible jokes in my head, but I keep stumbling upon them. I was gonna say, aside from that like Nigerian orphan or something like that, but that's kind of mean actually. But I didn't say it anyway, or smoothly, because I just cannot speak right now for some reason. IDrA doing lots of damage with these mutas, and he's at 81 harvesters. Infestation pit coming up, layer soon to follow. Another fucking yawn! These spines positioned nicely out here, and his creep spread is still going, and that's why you want to have that extra queen. And you know, in the past, IDrA has been terrible about creep spread as far as replacing his tumors, but this time, because he does have that extra queen, he's doing a great job of it, and he's got the entire middle of the map, and he's happy to throw away these mutas. He's almost on 5 bases right now. You can see on the minimap, he's got the bottom right, he's got the gold, and he's just, oh, another text message! And he's just going to be harassing like crazy with these mutas, but, you know, he has to do something soon. He's 200-200, and if he lets the Terran get 200-200, it's going to be hard-pressed to take out that Terran force. And IDrA, while he is getting a hive right now, he has no free food, so he wants to like attack and free up supply, but then he has to be careful. Is he going to be able to replace that supply that he lost in time? So there's lots of tricky balancing acts as his Zerg hits 200-200, and I feel like IDrA needs to make something happen besides just attacking with these mutas. Maybe just upgrade a ton, or get ultras ready, get broodlords ready. Of course he's going to do those, but like I said, is he going to be able to re-max in time once the first battle goes underway? And it looks like he's pretty well saturated. Look at all that extra larva, man. He's got so much larva. Look at all this. 14, 14, 6, 3, 1, 12. These lings looks like they're trying to prevent expansions just by patrolling. PuMa is going to drop off and take those out. And where'd those mutas go? Here they are. They want to kill that medevac before it can go where it wants to go. PuMa intelligently going to pull out, much like I pulled out intelligently to prevent babies. Still, delivery wasn't the best on that one, man. This is such a dirty cast. There's not a whole lot going on right now. But we've got a pretty close game here, 71-64. IDrA, I think he might have actually done something with his drones. Yeah, there we go. I was going to say, his harvester count is a little bit low. And you can do this as Zerg when you're on 4,000 minerals, because all you really need is gas. And I wouldn't be surprised if he actually created a lot more spines with even more drones, and making some extra banelings, a couple infestors, and the Ultraless Cavern is on the way, and I'm curious as to why he's going ultras. It could be because he is keeping up pretty well on his ground upgrades. He is 2-2, he's starting his 3rd upgrade. Wouldn't be surprised to see him start his armor if he has 2 evolution chambers. I don't know if he does. Yeah, he does. So I'd like to see him start his armor as well. There goes another text message. They took X dollars out of 1 week's pay in taxes. Oh, welcome to being a grown-up. Taxes, man, taxes, they'll kill you. These mutas still flying around. PuMa with a nice composition of Marines and tanks. And, oh, these lings are actually going to kill 1 command center and catch a couple of tanks off guard. Oh, he's going to kill 2 tanks with like 10 lings. That's a huge pickup right there by IDrA. Just sending in some lings, freeing up some food, 3 ultras replacing it. And PuMa, what the frick is PuMa doing? I want to smack him in the face and tell him he needs to stop being a Gomer pile. Man, he needs to do something, but it's so late now. He's letting IDrA do whatever the hell he wants. And IDrA making another Ultralisk and a Nidus Worm and +3 armor, chitinous plating. He's getting drops, he's getting Neuroparasite, he's getting everything and his mom right now. And PuMa's just sitting here. I mean, is he intentionally trying to throw the game? I have no idea what's going on here. He's got a lot of ghosts, but I mean, IDra's just killed so much with these mutas. Down goes some more Marines, and this Nidus is going to be interesting, man. I'm going to see this Overlord is going to be pretty huge. I have a feeling he's just going to like Nidus in a couple. Oh, he's going to go for it. Is he really going to go for it? Every single unit in the Nidus. Oh my gosh. He is. Oh, this Thor's trying to kill it. No, it doesn't happen. Marines coming in. Are they going to be able to finish it? Yes, they do, but it was such a good decoy. All those Marines are going to fall in the process. Is there going to go another Nidus? I don't see one, and PuMa doesn't know what to do. Should I unsiege my tanks? Should I send a little bit of infantry? Should I send all my infantry? And I feel like if IdrA followed the Nidus up with another Nidus, he'd be in incredible shape right now, but no, he is choosing to fall back with those meters. And here comes another Nidus. It is in the expansion at the north, and this is gonna confuse PuMa. He's not really gonna know where this Nidus is coming. He's gonna be looking around in his base. But the great thing about that attack is you killed a lot of PuMa's forces, and you freed up a lot of supply for your ultras. He's almost maxed out on his ultras. One Nidus here, one Nidus here. He does catch that second Nidus, but the first one's pooping out Zerglings, and this this orbital command is not gonna be able to land. A couple of ghosts shooting away at these lings. Not even close, lings. You just aren't strong enough. I'm sorry. And there's the third upgrade for IdrA. And while PuMa is only 2-2, Ultras are going to be incredibly effective against these Marines. But Ghosts, man, Ghosts are so darn good in the late game against Zerg because every single biological unit, or every single Zerg unit is biological. Here comes a drop from IdrA. And these meters are going to be able to support this drop if anything tries to attack these Overlords. And here we go. We got 2 Ultras and 32 Lings, as well as a Nidus. IdrA is doing everything right now. Oh my gosh, he does pick up the Nidus, but he can just start another one immediately, and there it goes. Where are the mutas? They need to come in and help support this, but here comes the massive infantry ball from PuMa. But meanwhile, even more Ultras coming out at the top of the base. This is amazing. You never see IdrA do these crazy double-pronged, triple-pronged attacks, and these Ultras are going to force a liftoff, and these tanks are so vulnerable, man. I feel like he could go in with those Ultras, but there is a planetary fortress down there. IdrA's not going to risk it. Did a little bit of damage down there, but it's so hard to penetrate a Terran outpost without Broodlords, and I'm kind of surprised he's not getting Broodlords, considering there are no Vikings out in the field, just Ghosts. And while Ghosts are pretty good against Broodlords, I feel like if you land some good fungal growths before some EMPs come or something like that, that you'll be okay. Another Nidus Worm, and IdrA, surprisingly enough, not mining any gas off of his 6th base. But you can see his drone count is at 62, which is a perfect number considering the point in the game we're at. And down goes that Nidus Worm. Muta's still flying around trying to do what harassment he can. And is he going to go in with the huge force? Yes, he is. He needs some good fungals. Snipes going down on every single Ultras. The Mutas are just falling like crazy at the top, but some Banelings did land. He needs to fungal a couple more times, but look at this. Supply count 138 to 200. IdrA remaxing with so many units, and while that attack was not cost effective whatsoever, he killed enough in that so that PuMa cannot counterattack, and he can wait for these Ultras to pop out and just destroy everything. So many Ultras, max upgrades, PuMa not at max upgrades, and he was able to whittle the ghost count down to 4 with the help of those Banelings and the Fungals. And I have a feeling this next attack by IdrA, with the 12 Ultras that are about to pop out, might be game. He does have Adrenal Glands on these Zerglings. And the great thing about this is he's keeping PuMa on his toes. He's forcing PuMa to keep units in his main. And that's lowering the amount of units PuMa has in the front. So IdrA playing how he should be playing considering the number of bases he's on. He needs to start mining from the gas here. Actually, you know what? He's a bit low on minerals, so I don't blame him for mining minerals here. Maxed out Ultras, 4 Infestors, Lings, all rolling in. Only 4 tanks, 2 more on the way. 1 EMP hitting absolutely nothing. Snipes going down on so many Ultras. Beautiful Fungals paired with the splash of the Ultras. He's going to clean up every single infantry unit, but the tanks down here will force those Infestors away. But here come the Ultras. Why would you siege up against 4 Ultras, PuMa, you crazy, crazy bastard? Meanwhile, a Nidus in the 5th base. This base has not even gotten to land in so long, and these Ultras just kind of chilling like, okay, well, now what do? We got an Assassin, we got a Ravager, and this command center is going to be forced to lift off. PuMa just, oh no, he's not even going to lift it off. I have no idea what PuMa's doing right now. But the command center goes down, and this is not looking good for him. He played so darn passive. It's like Jinro style from the GSL, man. He played so passive, but IdrA, he responded perfectly. He Nidus, he split PuMa's forces. Now he's going into the third base or fourth base of PuMa. Some of the Ultras taking down the planetary, some of them just taking out these Marines, and it's huge that these Marines do not have 3 attack upgrades. They have 8 damage against 6 armor. Down goes the planetary, and GG from IDrA, or from PuMa, and then he leaves the game. I mean, 2 damage to Ultras compared to 3 is huge. It's like I mentioned earlier, it's a 50% bonus, and these Ultras, just 3 of them, were able to tear through those Marines like crazy. So great play by IDrA, showing that the Ultras with their 55-second build time is viable now. And of course PuMa just didn't do anything with his drops. He just let IDrA do whatever the heck he wants. So that was a pretty bad game by PuMa, I have to say. But I hope you guys enjoyed that. As always, thanks for watching.